Hey guys, Kevin Bupp here, and in this video we're going to talk about the top 5 reasons why you should be invested in mobile home parks. First and foremost, mobile home parks, of all the different asset classes that are out there, are the only ones that have a diminishing supply. And so what does that mean? It means that there are more mobile home parks going away, getting redeveloped, getting demolished, than there are being brought onto market. And so today, there might be 50,000 mobile home parks in the U.S. Well, that number will be lower next year, and it'll be lower the year thereafter, what have you. What's really happened here, there's 2 different reasons for that. What's played out over time is that, number one, mobile home parks have a negative stigma attached to them, okay? They got a bad rep. And, you know, there's probably some good reason for some mobile home parks having a bad rep. There's bad operators out there, just like there isn't any different niche. And unfortunately, that bad reputation has kind of been broad brush stroked across the entire industry. And so municipalities do not like mobile home parks. They don't want them built in their backyard. In addition to that, there's not as much of a tax benefit for your municipality to permit a mobile home park to be built versus that of an apartment complex or a commercial development. Okay, so municipalities don't like them, they don't want them, and the chances of you getting approved to get a new one built is slim to none. The second big reason why mobile home parks have a diminishing supply is that a lot of these mobile home parks that were originally built 40, 50, 60, sometimes even 70 years ago were built in areas that at that point in time were not in the path of progress. Now, come 40, 50, 60, 70 years later, the town or the city has been built around the mobile home park. And so now you find mobile home parks that were once in a rural part of town or rural setting, now they're right in the heart of the city. And so a lot of times there's a higher and better use for that real estate or for the land underneath that mobile home park. So a lot of developers will purchase the mobile home park with the intent of redeveloping it into a higher and better use. And so with that, again, there's a diminishing supply of this asset class, which goes to the next case in point, is that it creates a massive barrier to entry. There's no more parks being built, or very few parks being built. And so what that means, and this is one of the big benefits of this niche, is that when you find a great mobile home park in a phenomenal market, you don't have to worry about the threat of a developer building a brand new mobile home park down the road. So if you got a mobile home park here and there's a plot of land a mile down the road, more than likely no one would ever get approval for a new mobile home park to be built. So you're somewhat insulated to competition, which is a beautiful thing. One of the other big benefits of mobile home park investing is low tenant turnover. Now, in most mobile home communities, the residents own their own home or mobile home, and they rent the dirt underneath them. The dirt is owned by the mobile home park owner, us. And to move these mobile homes is quite cost prohibitive. The average single wide costs about $5,000 to move, and the average double wide about $10,000 to move. The typical demographic that we serve in mobile home communities normally doesn't have $5,000 or $10,000 laying around to move their mobile home from one community to the next. And so typically what happens is whenever that mobile home brand new rolls off that factory line, gets moved into a mobile home park, about 99% of them never ever leave that mobile home park. They stay there. When a resident wants to leave that mobile home and move somewhere else, they put that mobile home up for sale just like you would a normal stick-built home. And so the beautiful part of that is that they continue to pay the lot rent while that home is for sale. They continue to pay the lot rent until a new buyer purchases that mobile home. At that point in time, the responsibility of the lot rent transfers to that new mobile home buyer. And so being the landlord of the dirt underneath the mobile home, you never have a downtick of revenue. You never have a point in time to where there's a loss of revenue due to a vacant unit. Whereas in an apartment complex, you have a tenant move in, you have a tenant move out, you've got weeks or months of downtime where no revenue is coming in. Well, that does not exist in mobile home parks, and so again, you have a very low turnover rate there. Another big benefit of investing in mobile home parks is the low default rate. When a resident owns their own home, they pay the lot rent underneath them. If they can't afford to pay that lot rent, they not only run the risk of getting evicted from the community, but they run the risk of actually losing their home, which is probably the most valuable asset that they own to their name. If they can't afford to pay the $300 some odd of lot rent in any given month, they surely don't have $5,000 to move their mobile home to another community. And so now comes the risk of them potentially losing the roof over their head for a measly $300 a month. And so what normally happens is, one way or another, that resident figures out a way to come up with that $300 and make good with the community. And so that creates a very low turnover rate, very low eviction rate in this asset class. In comparison, apartment complexes don't have that luxury. You know, tenants that decide to stop paying, they get kicked out, they move on to another apartment complex. Lastly, one of the biggest reasons why mobile home parks make for great investments is that the current owners of mobile home parks, a large percentage of them are made up of mom and pop owners and operators. A lot of time these are first generation owners that were the ones that developed the communities. Sometimes it's second generation, maybe a child has taken over from the parents that built it. But a lot of these owners are aging out of these assets. You'll very commonly find that a mobile home park owner they're nearing their 60s, 70s, 80s in age, and they're getting tired. They run these on a day-to-day basis. They get burned out. Maybe health issues have come about that are forcing them to consider selling this community. That creates a great opportunity for someone new coming in to take over that asset, breathe new life into it. In fact, about 80% of the communities that we purchased over the past 5 years, the average age of the individual we're purchasing from is over 80 years old. Okay, so lots of opportunity there to step in, breathe new life into a community, and acquire from someone aging out of that asset. And with that, guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you found a lot of value in it. If you did, please like it and also subscribe to our channel. And until we meet again next time, you guys take care.